What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you probably already know, yes indeed, Season 1 is finally going ahead and dropping for Modern Warfare 3 today. Now, of course, as you guys know, I always record my videos the day before, so obviously today I'm going to be grinding it out on stream, and I will have content out, commentaries, reviews, critiques, all different types of content coming, throughout the week, next week, as long as it takes to, cover pretty much everything within Season 1. So, of course, if you guys want to stay tuned, stay up to date about all this stuff, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. And if you guys do want to, go ahead and squad up with us while we play Season 1, we do open lobbies all the time while we're streaming. So you guys can go ahead and find the link to my Kick channel down in the description of this video. Usually that stream goes live around 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, today we have an extremely juicy video, and honestly, it worries me about Season 1 as well, because even though I have some pretty decent expectations for Season 1, especially with what I saw, I'm still a tad bit worried that this is going to go ahead and pull away a lot of the audience for this game. But of course, I do want to mention this. We are indeed, as you can see, rocking the ACR variant. I forget what it's called. It's the aftermarket part, which turns it basically into almost like an SMG AR, which is actually extremely fun to go ahead and play with. And on Rundown, I usually, hold back on tips unless I go ahead and make a complete tips and tricks video. But every once in a while, try SMG builds, or even, like I said, this ACR variant here that turns it kind of into an SMG. People underestimate the routes that you can run on this map. People see it as a very large-scale map, and it is, depending on the game mode as well. If you're playing TDM, it's a little bit more complex to cross. But if you just have a couple of smokes, the indoor combat within this game can turn into some extremely fast-paced, intense combat. And also, along with how the spawns rarely flip unless you extremely aggressively push them, you can get some nasty locations where you can run up some really crazy streaks with an SMG. But of course, like I said, I'm just throwing out some suggestions there because I know some people don't, enjoy these style of maps, stuff like this, Underpass, so on and so forth, Wasteland. So every once in a while, I like to throw out some ways that you might be able to find enjoyment out of it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be going ahead and discussing, once again, skill-based matchmaking. Now, of course, I was going to go on a tad bit of a break discussing this topic because I pretty much feel like I talked about everything that, could be talked about when it comes to skill-based matchmaking. And I want to dive more deep into actual content within Modern Warfare 3, which obviously, definitely expect more of that coming within the next upcoming week, obviously, since, Season 1 went ahead and dropped. But some new stats have come out that I've seen making its rounds on the internet. And honestly, it kind of shocked me a little bit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, pretty much every single game that you play, you're versing level 55s. Now, for me personally, I came to the conclusion that maybe it's just extremely easy to go ahead and, hit level 55. And everybody in the game has gotten it. Even the casual players who barely even give a crap about COD, who might hop on every so often, have been able to hit level 55 because that's all I see in my lobbies. Either that or obviously the player count is drastically dropping. But again, like I said, I saw a tweet from Exoghost, and of course, like I said, it's made its rounds on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, I'm sure, so you might have seen it from another content creator, but this is who I saw it from personally. And Exoghost said, less than 4% of players on Xbox have reached level 55 in Modern Warfare 3, and less than 3% on Steam. If you're playing against level 55s all the time, that means you are playing against less than 4% of the player base in Modern Warfare 3. Skill-based matchmaking is that strong. Of course, you went ahead and showcased some proof. I'll put it up on the screen for you guys so you guys can see personally with Xbox and also on Steam, showcasing how many people have actually completed and got to level 55 within this game. But this right here is extremely informative because, like I said beforehand, I thought that A, either the player base was non-existent, or B, people are just, the mass majority of people are just easily being able to get to level 55. But from the proof that we see in front of our eyes, the mass majority of people in this game are not level 55. Technically, the biggest portion of this game is under that level. Yet and still, pretty much all of us across the board only see level 55s. Of course, maybe they might sprinkle in a level 30 or level 40 every once in a while here and there. They might be thrown into the mix. But 9 times out of 10, you are going to be against a full deck of level 55s. And like I said beforehand, I thought this was just, the norm, but it's not the norm. Skill-based matchmaking is so thick within Call of Duty that it is literally optimizing you against, what did Exogo said? Around like 4% of the player base at this point? Actually, it's less than 4% of the player base. And this right here is where the variety kicks in. This is why there is no longer variety between your matches when it comes to casual play. This right here is proof. It's proof that the game isn't technically dead. It might not be as popular as other Call of Duty titles, but it's proof that the algorithm is indeed categorizing you within a group of players, and you are not allowed to step outside those boundaries. And again, as you can see from the gameplay right here, we're in a pretty competitive match. I love competitive play. You know, I enjoy games like Rainbow Six Siege, Valorant, CSGO. I like a lot of these type of titles, and every time I play those titles, I play comp. I don't play, casual. I play ranked. That's the enjoyment factor out of it. And same thing when it comes to Call of Duty. When ranked comes out, you best believe I'll probably, dabble within ranked as well. But ranked is different than casual. If these were the rules for ranked, which it basically is, it's not a problem in the world, because when I hop into ranked, that's exactly who I want to verse. I want to continue to get better. I want to improve. I want to get a better rank, so on and so forth. But when you hop into a casual match, when you go into the casual player base, you are supposed to be with everybody. You're supposed to have variety across the board, but you don't get that. And variety, when it comes to Call of Duty, means, streaks, right? I'm so tired of people getting pissed off or people wanting to streak out on enemies. What do you think the purpose of COD is? Again, yes, ranked play is completely different, and I love how Call of Duty plays competitively. But when it comes to casual play, the whole fun of COD is the freaking streaks, and you can't drop fun, cool streaks if you can't get into lobbies that are more casual. It's nearly impossible. If you're versing people of your similar skill, you are going to have to play extraordinarily defensive and never touch the OBJ. You have to. You have to, because when you go out, you subject yourself to even gunfights, extraordinarily competitive gunfights, which drastically freaking destroys the odds of you getting things like AC-130s, chopper gunners, shoot, even nukes, which over half the population who plays Call of Duty can't get anymore. This isn't about the top-tier pub stompers. This isn't about 5 KD players. This is about every player out there who enjoys Call of Duty. You could be a 1 KD. You can have less than a 1 KD. It doesn't matter. The game does not optimize itself to give you variety in gameplay. It hyper-focuses you into one group of sweaty individuals who are in your tier, and you are constantly cycled through that group over and over and over and over again. Where it shouldn't be like that. Classic COD, again, you were exposed to the whole community. So sometimes you got destroyed, railed, endless streaks against you. Other times it was competitive, and other times you were able to drop crazy streaks. You were able to do everything across the board, but that's what made casual play in COD fun. Again, ranked competitive play in COD is enjoyable, but when you hop into casual, you don't expect to do that every game of your life. But that's what the game is optimized for. And this right here is proof of that case. If less than 4% of the players who play Modern Warfare 3 have hit level 55, then where is the other 96%? And if less than 4% is considered tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of players, then where are the other millions then? Because if it's only 4% who hit level 55, then where's the rest of them? Players want a variety of gameplay, and they don't mind being optimized and being forced into a group of individuals, but you have to let them opt into that experience. Allow them to go through ranked when they're ready to do that, but don't force casual into that mindset. People don't have time for that style of gameplay every single day that they want to go ahead and hop into a match of Call of Duty. They don't. They just want to hop on, be thrown into the mix of all the players who are enjoying the game, and just, go about their business. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you see nothing but a bunch of level 55s in your lobby, then just know, like I said, you're versing less than 4% of everybody who's enjoying this game. And if that's all you see, just know that, like I said, 96% of the population is locked away from you. Literally. The casual side of COD is locked. And the funniest thing about it is that a lot of those casual players as well are probably locked into their own little micro, versions as well. The system just keeps going on and on and on. I cannot wait for Sledgehammer to come out and expose a little bit more about what skill-based matchmaking is. I'm sure they're not going to expose anything, honestly, and I don't even think it's going to be Sledgehammer. I think it's actually, quote-unquote, the Call of Duty team. So we'll see what they go ahead and talk about. I'm hoping that they dive deep into some really useful information, and maybe we can see some positive changes. I'm not holding my breath, though. I'm truthfully not holding my breath. But this right here will really hurt Season 1 when it comes to Modern Warfare 3. Season 1, like I said, I see tons of potential. I think it's going to be fun. Again, if you guys want to check it out, I am going to be streaming it today, so make sure you tune to my stream. I got a kick link down in the description of this video. We're going to be grinding it out. But from what I saw out of the roadmap, I'm really excited. It seems like Sledgehammer is planning on keeping this game updated with a bunch of, free updates and stuff of that sorts, content, events, aftermarket parts, a lot of grindable features for people who don't want to have to pay $50 for a bundle within the store. I'm very thankful for all this stuff. But man, they could do everything in the world, but as long as they are forcing the style of matchmaking for the casual audience, it's going to make it very rough for individuals to want to go ahead and willingly put time into the experience. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, as always, go down in the comments, leave your opinions down below about how you feel about this information. Leave a like if you enjoyed today's video. Also, leave a dislike if you hated it. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell if you want to be notified for more content just like this. And like I said before, I will be streaming over on Kick. You can find a link to that down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Do you think this info is not accurate? Do you think it's not good enough to, do anything with, or, form any ideas with? At the end of the day, I think it is, honestly. I think this is enough proof to showcase that, the mass majority of players who are playing this game are locked away. If it's 4% of the player base on Xbox and PC right now who are level 55, then like I said, where is the 96%? But of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And like I said earlier, if you guys want to catch my stream, I'll be live today over on Kick, starting around 1 p.m. Eastern time. You can find a link to that down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all next one. Peace out.